Today, Thursday, the 21st of November 2024, we have some hand-picked events to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked game prediction events, which we share to members only, including our top list of game prediction based on our top 10 and top 15 event for the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with huge odds to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure that you join the level 2 pro plan by accessing the link below this video. Click and join as a member to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick of today's list. Looking at the first match prediction pick, we are looking at Armenia in the Premier League, a match between Punic Yerevan against West Armenia. Looking at this, the performance of the home team Punic have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, scoring 5-2 goals per each event recently. Its opponent, on the other hand, have proved that the offensive power is not great and they do concede, as you can see, much as compared to the home. Looking at the performance of Punic Yerevan based on home events they have had, it proved that Yerevan is very offensive, especially when they come at home, scoring between 1 to 4 goals per each event. Comparing the stats of these two and checking their performance based on form on recent events they have had, Punic Yerevan sits on the better place. They sit on the second position, having played 5 events, they have had 5 wins, scoring 13 goals and conceding 2, very offensive and very defensive. But that of West Armenia, on the other hand, the offensive power is average and the defense is not that very tight. And looking at everything in place here, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the performance of Punic Yerevan have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. And since the offense is very, very high and the defense of the away is not that very tight, we want to look at the home team Punic to take advantage of the not very tight defense of the opponent to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at the possibility of Yerevan, which is the home team, that's Punic, to score 1 goal over in full time. We also want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. These are our 2 major picks. That is 1, Yerevan to lead, 2, Yerevan to score 1 goal over, and second and the third is at least 1.5 goal in full time. Looking at the next here, we want to look in the Europe Champions League women. In this event, we are looking at the match between Hammarby women against Man City women. Looking at Hammarby, the performance recently have proved that even though they are good in terms of scoring, but the conceding power is also good as compared to the recent game they just had recently in the Champions League women, as you can see here, against Man City, which they register a loss. This time, it is still coming to play against Man City, and Man City is going away, and the performance of Man City recently in its league has proved that they are very offensive, scoring 2 to 4 goals per each event. Looking at the stand comparison of these two based on recent events they have had, especially the recent game played based on most recent event they just recently played, Man City is leading this particular stand. And looking at the fact that Man City sit on the first place, they have had 3 events recently, having all the 3 wins. They have scored 7 goals and conceding 2, offensive and defensive. And Hammarby, which is its opponent, sit on the 3rd place. The defensive power is weak. They have conceded up to 11 goals for just 3 matches played recently. And looking at this, of course, the away team, Man City, want to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent, Hammarby. As you can see, they are very conceding here and want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the performance of Man City recently have been very offensive, and they are leading this particular league table, having a very high offensive rate. But Hammarby, on the other hand, the defense is not tight. They are weak in defense. And therefore, since the most recent game they just had, Man City lead Hammarby by 2-0. This time, Man City have a very good form. And we still look at Man City to still lead Hammarby, that is to beat Hammarby in this event in full time. We still want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. Since the defensive power of Hammarby is very weak, Man City will take advantage of this weak defense. Therefore, goals probability is another point, 1.5 goal in full time, or the possibility of Man City to lead as the offensive team based on these 2. These are our 2 major picks for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we look at still in the Champions League women, but this time Valerenga women against Bayern Munich. Recently, Valerenga women have proved not to be very offensive, but they do concede. But its opponent, on the other hand, Bayern Munich, have proved to be very offensive, scoring 2, 3, and 5 goals per each event. Looking at the stand comparison of these two based on recent games they have had, Bayern Munich tend to lead this particular table. Sitting on the first place, they have had 3 games played, having all the 3 lead, 10 goals scored and 2 conceded. Very offensive and very defensive. But that of Valerenga, on the other hand, the defensive power is not tied. 8 goals conceded for just 3 games prove that the defense is weak, but the offense is just average. They are not good at offense, scoring only 1 goal for 3 games. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the performance of the opponent, that is the away team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. We therefore want to look at the away to try to lead this match in full time. And since the home performance have been weak in terms of offense, the away is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to lead this event in full time. Therefore, we are looking at Bayern Munich women to lead in full time as one of the major picks, as well as 1.5 goal in full time for this event, as we have seen. This is because the defensive power of the home is just weak, and therefore the away is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to lead in full time, as well as at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over to occur in this match in full time is our major pick. Looking at the next, we look still in the Europe Champions League women, but this time Arsenal women against Juventus women. The performance of Arsenal women recently have proved to be very offensive, scoring 3 to 4 and even 5 goals per each event. Recently, the rating is very good, but that of Juventus, on the other hand, do concede based on recent events they have just had. And looking at the first game played between these two, which they met in the Champions League women, where Arsenal played at away and Juventus at home, Arsenal was still able to lead Juventus 4-0. This time, Arsenal women is coming home and Juventus is going away. Looking at the comparison in terms of stand based on recent events they have had, we are going to see that Arsenal women lead this particular table as compared to Juventus. Sitting on the second position, they have had 10 goals scored for 3 events played and 6 goals conceded. But that of Juventus, on the other hand, conceded 6 goals for 3 events. That is, the defense is not very strong and it is going away. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, of course, Arsenal women is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the away. And of course, since the away team is going away this time, Arsenal women is going to take advantage of the home performance. And the fact that the recent head-to-head they just had, Arsenal women played away, a lead by 4-0. This time, Arsenal women is still having a good form. And the fact that it is coming home, it is still going to take that home chance to try to lead this game in full time, as well as looking at the possibility of 1.5 or 2.5 goal in this event in full time. These are our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next year, we still look at Champions League women, Europe Champions League women, but this time it's St. Polten women against Barcelona women. Looking at St. Polten, the recent performance here have been very conceding. They conceded 7 goals against this same Barcelona. And you can see St. Polten against Barcelona, 7 goals conceded. This time, Barcelona is still coming to play again against St. Polten, but this time, Barcelona is going away. Comparing these, of course, Barcelona have proved to be very offensive based on recent events, scoring 4, 7, and 3 goals per each event played. The stand table proved that Barcelona women way is good based on stand. Sitting here, based on the position table on the second position, you can see that they have had 3 games played, scoring up to 16 goals, conceding 2, very offensive and defensive. But that of St. Polten proved to be weak in defense, and the offense is just average. And looking at this, of course, Barcelona women is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the St. Polten. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, Barcelona women, which is the away team, is very, very offensive. And the fact that the offensive power is very tight, is very strong, and the defense is tight, the home performance based on offense and defense is just average, but the defense is very weak for the home. Therefore, the away team is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. That is, we are looking at the away to lead this game in full time as one of the major pick. And since the offensive power of the away team is very high, we want to look at it to take that advantage of the high offense to lead this game in full time as one of the major pick. And we also want to look at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over. And since the recent head-to-head which is just had against the two, 7 goals were scored, which was being lead. Of course, we still want to look at the leading team this time to still try to lead this match again in full time, and as well as the possibility of 1.5 or 2 goals over. These are our major pick for this particular event. That is Barcelona women to lead against St. Polten. And since the last event, 7 goals were scored by Barcelona and St. Polten was not able to score. There's still the performance of Barcelona having that same form to come here to lead in full time as well as scoring 1.5 or 2.5 goals. So 2.5 goals is one of our best possibility as well as Barcelona women to lead. And to those of you who want to access our handpick event based on our top 15 list of game prediction 1.5 and 2.5 goals with huge odds to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure that you join the level 2 pro plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. And to those of you who also want to be having early access to all our game prediction which we share to everyone as this video which you are watching, then you want to also become a member of the level 2 pro plan or level 1 to start to have early access for videos like this so that you have enough time to find your games and to place in your list. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.